All right, we bring in now Hal Kempfer, a retired Marine intelligence officer. Hal, thank you so much for your time. There's so much to talk about here. But first, let's talk about what Robert Sherman was telling us about this expanded ground invasion, this second stage. It's an escalation. How does it change the reality on the ground in Gaza?
Nichole, it changes it dramatically because now you have IDF forces literally in Gaza, and they're working in there. They're reducing a variety of different, I'm going to use the term targets, if you will, whether it's taking out booby traps, mines, clearing enemy bunkers. There's also a special, I'd say unit, it's actually a group of units in the IDF called Weasels. And they are actually what we used to call tunnel rats. They're going into that huge maze of tunnels, the what's called the Gaza Metro, and they're clearing them. And as we saw today, just now, they're having some success. I don't know if that IDF soldier was rescued from a tunnel, but there's a very high likelihood that in those operations, that may have been where they found her and recovered her.
And let's talk about what Kelly was talking about here. We know Saudi officials meeting today at the White House. Lebanon's intelligence chief met with a delegation of the Hamas group in Beirut. Is this conflict on track to further spill into other regions, do you think?
Well, I think the hope of everybody is that it doesn't spill or get any larger. Interestingly, Israel crosses that line, if you will. They actually put forces in Gaza. Now, if you recall the Hezbollah rhetoric, they said that was a red line for them, that they were going to launch and do all sorts of stuff. And I think the biggest news this weekend is not what happened, is what didn't happen. Hezbollah did not launch thousands of missiles. They did not try to cross the border. And they appear to be doing activity up there, but it seems to be very limited. And everybody's watching that. The other thing, though, is with Lebanon. Lebanon's economy has collapsed. It has shrank 50% in the last few years. And there has been a concerted effort to make it very clear to Hezbollah and through interlocutors to the Lebanese government that if we end up, if the U.S. and Israel end up having to deal with Hezbollah, that could be catastrophic for Lebanon. In fact, there's thoughts that Lebanon as a country may not recover.
And Hal, I want to go back to something you said. You mentioned the weasels, what used to be called tunnel rats. We talked about this IDF soldier apparently being released. But the second stage now in this conflict, how is that likely to impact, the broader hostage negotiations?
Well, the negotiations, mostly centered in Qatar, are continuing. I'm not going to paint it as being any better than it is. They got major military operations. They're going to be moving through there. Obviously, Hamas has been very reluctant, very slow in allowing hostages to be released. They did a propaganda video they just released with a few hostages. And of course, they're using them as human shields. It's going to be tough. And it's going to be tougher with this going on. I think if they have an opportunity to go in there and rescue them, they will. I don't see Hamas wanting to give up any hostages without some sort of a huge exchange. In the video they just released, they talked about a prisoner exchange. And frankly, that's no-go territory for Israel. They're not going to exchange, Hamas fighters or Hamas terrorists for hostages. So I think you're going to just see a grinding war through Gaza, and hopefully they'll recover more hostages that way.
Yeah, certainly. And how I also want to touch on the fact, so many Americans, we obviously believe this is the greatest country in the world. We're always helping out others, but there is this fear of the U.S. overextending itself. Do you have that same fear?
Well, it's a big concern, and frankly, when this thing, there's a lot of hypotheses as to how big this is, and we used an interesting term at the beginning. We said we don't have evidence that Iran was directly responsible for October 7th, even though they're a major backer. But that's an interesting term. In the intelligence circles, we would say, high confidence, low confidence, whatever. And President Biden used an expression when they asked him, what do you think caused it? He says they're trying to, in so many words, scuttle the normalization relations with Saudi Arabia between Israel. That's an Iranian objective. And so there's a lot of concerns that this was Iran maybe working in concert with Russia, and that all this was to divert resources away from the limited resources we have in terms of ammunition, weapons, to the Middle East that could have gone to Ukraine. That's a hypothesis. It hasn't been proven, but it is something that everybody's watching.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.